Hi guys, so for today's video, I'm going to show you how to create this look and how to fake a cut crease as it says in the title. I know that it doesn't really look like a cut crease, but you'll see what I do when I do it if you just keep watching this video. But before I get into how to do this look, please go ahead and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me if you did. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below what you think of the look that I created and how I faked a cut crease. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this video. I already put my base down. Of course, I'm baking. And I'm going to be using the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. I got it for Christmas from one of my best friends in the entire world. I love her. If you're watching this, Irie, I love you. Thank you so much for this because it's absolutely beautiful. It has like really colorful colors, and I think a cut crease obviously is really necessary for bold colors if you really want them to stand out. So I thought that this would be just the perfect palette to use. The look that I'm going to be going for is a really pretty blue look, which I haven't done much of like ever, so this is kind of going to be a stretch for me. Hopefully this video works out and I won't have to just totally scrap it. But I'm going to be using this really pretty blue shimmer shade and just try to create something based around this shimmer shade right here. Alright, so I've done a fake cut crease before, and one thing that I would definitely recommend is that you use a flat brush like this. And you can see I like cleaned it off on my hand. But you use a flat brush like this so that you can basically pack the main color on, or like the main shadow on. I really think it's important to like pack on the main shadow, and to do that, yeah, you would need like a flat brush like this, or maybe even a brush kind of like this, like really flat, so that you can just like pack that on. So that's what I'm going to do. And another thing, which I think is going to be like the main technique of this whole video, is that you're going to want to go kind of in reverse order of how you would kind of usually do your shadow, or how everyone usually does their shadow. So the first thing that you would want to do is your main lid color, because you don't want to have to blend, or you'll see what I do when I do it, but it just makes more sense to go in reverse order. That's what I did before, and it worked out pretty well, and it made it look like a cut crease. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So of course, the first shade that I'm going to go ahead and pop on my lid is going to be this beautiful blue shimmer shade. And it doesn't have a name. I wish it had a name, but it doesn't. But yeah, I'm just gonna pop that on the lid. All right, so when you go in with the first color, you're going to look at the creases in your eyes, in your eyelid. So I have creases where my concealer is creasing, which usually that would annoy me, but right now it's actually really good. And so basically what you're gonna do is I take the first lid color and I would take it up to the first crease. So I would go from bottom to top and just pack that lid color all the way to the first crease that you see right there. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And basically it would just, it's basically shaping out the cut crease kind of for you, since that's what cut creases do, they shape out a crease. But I'm just gonna use the natural crease of my eyelid. And I'm packing that on. Usually when you have to blend out colors and everything like that, the main color gets lost. And if you don't know how to do a cut crease, you kind of have to be stuck with that instead of a vibrant color on your lid. But with this technique, you can have a very vibrant color on your lid and also not have to worry about learning how to do a cut crease if you haven't gotten to that point. Also, another thing is that the shadow might be a little patchy, especially if you're using a shimmer shade, so you might want to have to go on a few times with it. So this look is going to be a little process. It's not going to be quick. So if you're not like okay with it being kind of slow and like meticulous, you might not like this. but it is a good way to get around like not being able to cut a really nice cut crease, because I definitely can't. I'm a very messy person, so my cut creases end up sucking all the time. So this is just much easier for me. And then I just winged out the shadow a little bit, just kind of drew the wing out with my brush, just for something fun. You don't have to wing it out, obviously, but that's just what I'm doing. You're going to want to make sure that the creases on the other eye, whatever eye like you start with, the other eye, make sure that they're like the same crease, basically, like in the same place, because if they're not, you're gonna kind of have to like just kind of eyeball it and see if it is the same, because if it's not, that might be an issue. But I think mine are pretty the same, so that's good. So I didn't say this while I was doing it, but also after you basically place the shadow where you want it to be, you're going to want to pack the shadow back on. So what I did was I placed it in the spot where I want it to be, and then I went over it again with more and just packed it on where it already was, just to make sure that it wasn't patchy. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm so like excited that I didn't already mess this up. So we're just gonna keep going with this. I'm kind of on a roll here. Don't want to hype myself up too much, but yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brush. And the one thing about cut creases is that the shade that you put on right before you go ahead and cut the crease, it looks like it looks like there's a line between the main shadow that's like on the cut crease and the shadow above it, if that makes any sense. If you get what I'm saying, like if you've seen a bunch of cut creases, you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place another shade right on top of it to make it look like I cut the crease over that shade. Okay, if you're following me, I'm so happy. If you're not, you're going to see how I do it. So you see that crease right there where there's a bunch of concealer just like kind of balled up in that crease. So I'm going to put another shadow in between the top of this blue shade, where I place this blue shade, and the crease right here that was just kind of made with the concealer basically creasing in my eyelid. So I'm gonna go ahead and use, I think that it would just be kind of an obvious choice to use this blue shade right here, and I'm going to just place that with the same brush and use pretty much the same technique, packing it on, but this time it has a way tinier space. You're gonna have to be a little more precise with this. So just to let you know, you're gonna have to be actually a lot more precise. So just be prepared for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So as you can see, hopefully you can see that a little well, the shade isn't that vibrant. I'm going to go ahead and bag it on after I'm done. But what I did was I actually kind of drew the line out, like traced the crease, just so that I can have that, and like I can basically color inside the line. You know, when you're coloring something, you trace it and then you like color inside that. That's what I'm pretty much doing. Another thing that you're gonna want to do, especially because we're working with the creases of the actual eye, is that you're going to want to, instead of like opening your eye like this, you're going to want to just kind of keep your eyes at like, you're gonna want to like open your eyes like normally so that you can kind of see where those creases are and then work with them. Like they'll just kind of crease on their own, and then you can kind of like line your eyes in those creases, if that makes any sense. I really hope that how I'm explaining this makes sense, because if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna feel really bad. So yeah. All right, so here's the second shade on. And first, I don't know if you can see that there is kind of a pretty clear line where the first shade is and then where the second shade is. I know that they're kind of similar shades, so you kind of can't see it, but there is, trust me, if you used shades that were like worlds apart different, then you would be able to tell, just to let you know. So like if you're gonna use different shades, which I honestly would suggest that you would, then you would see what I'm doing and like what I'm talking about. But also this is a very like meticulous kind of thing to do. So if you're not okay with like being very, very meticulous about your makeup and like spending like real time to like put the eyeshadow on and place it, then this isn't for you. But if you want to, like, this is gonna be perfect for you. You know, if you just want to like try it and just see how it works, yeah, I would suggest you do it because it's turning out honestly way better than I thought it would. And I don't know if other people have done this before, but this is just kind of what I came up with on my own one day. So I don't know if other people have done this before, but like I haven't seen other people do it before. So I'm gonna say that it's original, but like if other people have done it before, I haven't seen it. Anyways, I'm gonna go back in with that first shade and I'm just gonna go ahead and like really pack it on because I feel like it's kind of getting lost. Or maybe it was just never there in the first place. Maybe it was never found. But I'm gonna go ahead and like really pack it on and hopefully it just gets a little more vibrant. Some shades are gonna be harder to make like really vibrant, especially with, you know, a light blue shade like this. But yeah. Yeah, that's much better. So here's 2 layers versus 1 layer, or like one, like, do whatever. I suck at explaining things. I don't know why I made a YouTube channel. Anyways, I'm just gonna go in and do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm gonna go back in with that matte blue because it's definitely looking a little patchy. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to work with it. Put on a second layer. So here is that second layer of shadow on, and you can definitely see that the shadows are much more vibrant. So now here we get to the more basic part, and that is basically where you have a transition and then you go down with the blue. So here's my dilemma. I really want to use this brown, but I feel like if I use this brown, I'm going to ruin the whole look. But I'm going to be very, very light with this brown. I think I'm just going to place it just right here on the top and then blend. And then I'm going to take that blue again and just kind of blend it out with that brown and then down into the blue where I placed it. So hopefully this turns out well. If it doesn't, then this video is getting scrapped. So yeah, here we go. Very light. The reason why I'm not taking like this orange or this yellow is because for some reason they never look good on me, and I'm not going to do like a fully like really light look. I always feel like I have to have a dark brown in my transition because I just don't look good with like really light shadows in my transition. So yeah. So now that that brown is kind of just like there, I'm gonna take that blue again with this blending brush and go ahead and just like blend. All right, so here is the finished like sort of just lid. I haven't finished my full eye. Definitely have not finished it. And you can literally see, do you see that line right there? That is the fake cut crease. You can see that line. This wing is much better than this wing, trust me. I hate that wing, but you can see it. The brown is a little overpowering, but you can definitely see where the fake cut crease is, which that's the whole point of this video. So like, if you don't like the eyeshadow look, it's okay, because at least you know the idea, which was to get this right here. Um, so yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and finish out the rest of the eye look. I'm gonna be very like quick and simple because this eyeshadow look is definitely like not the most, it's not the craziest cut crease, and it kind of like, you can like in real life you can see it much better. On camera you can't see it as much, but like I wish I'd done different colors, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll live with it. I still like the look. I still think it's kind of cool. I'm gonna go in with this really beautiful pink shimmer shade, and it has like gold flecks in it. It's like so stunning. I love this shade so much, and I'm just gonna pop that into my inner corner. I love doing like a bold inner corner. I just feel like it's just the best. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on my brow bone as a little brow bone highlight, just a tad, right there on the top. It looks pretty golden, even though in the pan it looks pretty pink. It's just a gorgeous shade. Ugh, I could go on and on about this shade. It's so beautiful. Easily my favorite shade in the palette. And so then I'm going to take this same brush that I've been using this entire time, and I'm going to go ahead and go in with that matte blue shade. I'm going to just drag it along my lower lash line. So here I am a little closer so you can see the fake cut crease. And yeah, I like this look. I wish I had done different colors so that you could truly see what I'm talking about when I say that fake cut crease, but you can see it right there, and then you can just see that blue and that brown. But overall, I like this look. Hopefully you like learned a little bit about like how to fake a cut crease. And yeah, I will go ahead and finish off the rest of my face and then come back to close out this video. Alright guys, so here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Hopefully you use different colors than I use. But honestly, I love this look. Either way, I love this look. I think it turned out really nice. If you saw it in person, if you saw it more closely, like I'm trying to show you, you see that line right there? Yeah, that's the fake cut crease. So hopefully, if you don't know how to do a cut crease, like I don't know how to really do a cut crease very well. I'm very messy and like suck at doing straight lines, and it's a mess all the time whenever I do a cut crease. I hope that if you're just like me, you learned how to do something to kind of fake that and to kind of still get the same look. So yeah, that is it for me. Thank you again so much for watching. Go ahead and like this video if you did enjoy it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, please. I would love it if you did subscribe, and comment down below if you will use this little trick and what you think of the look and anything like that. So yes, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!